What if I told you there are birds that don't just hunt? They rip flesh straight from a living body, without even landing. And wait, at the end, I'll reveal one fact so terrifying. It could change the way you walk outside forever. Inshallah. Number 10. The black kite, the sky's ruthless opportunist. Imagine you're walking through a marketplace in a small coastal town. Out of nowhere, whoosh, something dives from the sunlit sky so fast you barely see it. A warm sting burns your skin, and when you look down, a piece of your flesh is missing. The thief? A black kite. These raptors have learned to snatch meat, dead or alive, without touching the ground. In some parts of India and Africa, they've adapted to human life, swooping into busy areas and ripping away morsels from plates, livestock, and sometimes from open wounds. Now pay attention. I'm about to reveal something few people know. Black kites are so precise they can snatch flesh from a living animal mid-flight, without slowing down. One documented case saw a kite slice a fisherman's ear clean off while he was untangling his nets. Here's the twist. These birds don't even waste time eating right away. Some stash the meat in midair by locking it in their talons, continuing their patrol as if nothing happened. This means you might not even see the second strike coming. And that's exactly what leads us to number 9. Number 9. The great skua, the ocean's aerial pirate. Picture yourself in the freezing North Atlantic. You spot a puffin with a fish. Then, like a fighter jet, a brown blur slams into it midair. The puffin screams, feathers explode everywhere, and before it can recover, the great skua is already tearing chunks from its still-living prey. Great skuas are notorious for kleptoparasitism, stealing food from other birds. But here's where it gets darker. When fish are scarce, they don't stop at theft. They target the flesh of seabirds themselves, even ripping at their wings while the victim is still trying to fly. Hold on, this is where it gets nasty. In one recorded attack, a great skua struck a gannet mid-flight, latched onto its back, and began tearing into the muscle between its wings, while the gannet kept flying in panic. The real shocker? Researchers have found skuas eating flesh while hovering, their wings barely flapping, riding the wind as if calmly enjoying lunch in midair. Which raises a question. If a bird can do that mid-flight, what happens when it evolves to target something bigger? Like us. Keep that thought as we dive into number 8. Number 8. The lammergeier, the bone-crushing butcher. They call it the bearded vulture, but don't let that name fool you. It's a predator with a taste for something far worse than meat. Lammergeiers don't just hunt. They specialize in devouring bone marrow, and to get it, they sometimes tear flesh straight from carcasses they encounter midair. Get ready for a shocking twist. These birds are patient executioners. They will grab a limb or large bone from a fresh kill, soar hundreds of feet, and drop it onto rocks to shatter it. But what most people don't know is this. If they spot an animal still alive but injured, they may start the tearing process before the kill is even complete. One jaw-dropping account from the Caucasus Mountains tells of a lammergeier yanking a rib bone, still covered in muscle, straight from the side of a freshly wounded ibex, while flying away with it. The scariest part? Lammergeier's wingspan can reach nearly 3 meters, meaning if one ever decided to target a human limb, you wouldn't have time to scream before it was gone. And if you think that's chilling, wait until you hear about number 7, because it's a bird that kills mid-flight for pleasure. Number 7. The northern goshawk, the shadow in the forest. You're walking in dense woodland. Silence. Then, a sound like tearing fabric rushes past your ear. Before you even turn, something above you is shredding its prey while still weaving between trees. The northern goshawk has struck. This bird isn't just fast, it's an aerial contortionist. Able to twist and roll in flight, it can hold its prey in one talon while its beak rips flesh in motion. In hunting trials, goshawks have been recorded stripping muscle from pigeons without ever perching. And here's the detail that will make you shiver. Goshawks often disable prey by crushing the spine with one foot while continuing to fly. The victim is alive, paralyzed, and being eaten at the same time. But here's where it gets even more disturbing. In wartime Europe, Soldiers reported goshawks swooping into battlefields to rip strips from wounded horses and mules before darting back into the trees, all while bullets flew overhead. That ruthless survival instinct is exactly why our next bird is even deadlier, because it doesn't just kill, it attacks in coordinated mid-air packs. Number 6. The Harris's hawk, the flesh-tearing pack. Hunter. Imagine being hunted, not by one predator, but by 5, all in the air, working together like trained assassins. That's the Harris's hawk, a rare raptor that hunts in cooperative groups, surrounding its prey mid-air before stripping flesh right there in the sky. You're not ready for this twist. They have been documented performing relay attacks, where one hawk grabs the prey, rips off chunks, and then passes the weakened animal to another hawk mid-flight, ensuring maximum efficiency. In one harrowing incident in Arizona, a Harris's hawk was seen tearing muscle from a jackrabbit, while its wings kept it hovering. The rabbit was still alive, screaming, while other hawks joined to finish the kill in mid-air. What makes them even more dangerous? They learn from each other. If one hawk develops a faster method to tear and escape, the entire group copies it. Which makes you wonder, what happens when this skill set spreads across generations? That question will haunt you as we move into the top 5, because the next bird makes everything you've heard so far feel almost merciful. Number 5. Peregrine falcon, the sky's ruthless guillotine. They call it the fastest animal alive, but speed is not its most terrifying gift. Imagine a creature striking mid-flight at over 240 miles per hour. Your eyes can't even register the kill before it's done. The peregrine falcon doesn't just dive, it slices the air like a bullet, locking its eyes on a single victim far below. It closes in, talons extended, and in a single impact, it doesn't merely kill, it decapitates. But here's where the horror begins. Many victims never even see it coming. Their last moment is just a shadow passing overhead. Wait, listen closely, because here comes a twist that even falcon experts don't usually admit. This bird doesn't always aim for the body. Sometimes in mid-air, it tears a chunk out of its prey before the body even hits the ground. The rest of the meal? Saved for later. And there's one reason it can do this, an anatomical weapon built into its beak that works like a flesh hook. Now brace yourself, because what hunts at night using the same mid-air tactics will make you question if you're truly safe under the stars. Number 4. Great horned owl, the silent executioner. Picture this. It's midnight. You hear nothing. But above you, a ghost with wings is already deciding your fate. The great horned owl doesn't need to chase. It materializes in absolute silence, talons locking like steel traps. Unlike most predators, this owl doesn't go for the throat. It goes straight for the skull. And here's the bone-chilling part. With a single squeeze, it crushes bones, pierces flesh, and can tear out chunks mid-flight without ever slowing down. Pay attention now, because this is the part most people never hear about. Researchers have found partially eaten prey scattered in bizarre patterns, chunks missing, organs gone, yet no blood trail. How? The owl can extract its first bite while still airborne and carry the rest away in darkness. And if you thought the night was the owl's only ally, wait until you hear about the daylight killer coming next. Number 3. African crowned eagle, the shadow from nowhere. This eagle doesn't just hunt. It launches an aerial ambush so fast that even monkeys scream too late. Its talons are massive, capable of punching through bone. But here's the sinister twist. The African crowned eagle prefers a mid-air dismemberment. Witnesses describe it as a blur, impact, lift, then flesh ripped away before the victim can even struggle. It doesn't feast on the ground. It starts eating mid-flight. Hold on, this will shake you. In some African villages, this eagle has been blamed for attacks on children. Official records? Kept quiet. But locals whisper of a predator that can tear flesh from a human arm before vanishing into the canopy. And if you thought that was as bad as it gets, the next bird is not just a killer, it's a murderer with strategy. Number 2. Bearded vulture, the bone shatterer. You think vultures only eat the dead? Think again. The bearded vulture hunts, And when it does, it doesn't go for the soft flesh first. Instead, it soars high with its prey, then drops it onto rocks to break bones. Bones it later swallows whole. But here's the nightmare. This bird is known to take flesh, mid-flight from dying prey, while the body is still writhing. Its hooked beak pulls muscle away like silk threads. Wait, because here's a fact you won't want to believe. In the Alps, climbers have reported vultures circling dangerously close, not scavenging, but testing their balance. The idea? Make the human fall, and turn them into fresh meat. Now, prepare yourself. Number 1 isn't just dangerous. It has a hunting method so disturbing it was kept secret in military files. Number 1. Harpy eagle. The jungle executioner. The harpy eagle is a monster. Talons the size of a grizzly bear's claws. A grip stronger than a Rottweiler's bite. It strikes with the power to snatch a sloth or monkey straight out of the canopy and tear its flesh mid-flight before even landing. But here's what will truly freeze your blood. In declassified South American field reports, these eagles were documented attacking humans during jungle warfare. Not just attacking, but carrying pieces of them away before the victim even hit the ground. And the shocking fact I promised you from the start? Harpy eagles have been observed caching partially eaten prey in the trees, still alive, so they can return to feed later. Meaning, somewhere in the jungle right now there could be an animal suspended in a tree, waiting for the eagle to come back to finish the job.